Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? All of that, and you can't hear me. So this is what I was saying is I'm going to drop into the chat a link. I'm going to drop into the chat a link for a Zoom room. Can you hear me? So now y'all can hear me. Let's see. I'm going to paste. Yay. So if anybody wants to join me in Zoom, you can. Boom. Try this. See if that works. Oh no, Antonio, 6 points. 6 points is, I know that is so terrifying, but 6 points, we are going to get it. We are going to get this, y'all. I know today's a rough day. Today, we got leaks in the ceiling. We got things going on. It's a day, y'all. It's a day. So, see if somebody wants to join me on Zoom. But I do have a plan for today. And our plan for today is I'm always talking about you all want to test from different sources, but we aren't made out of money. Oh, you want to email me a bingo card? Yes. Okay, here's my email. Hey, Dina. And again, I'm going to put the link. If anybody wants to join me in Zoom, you can. Boop. Amani! Amani! I don't know if you all are able to see that or not. Let me know if you're seeing the link. But Amani, I'm going to try playing the song. I don't know if it's working yet, but let's see if I can play your song for you. Otherwise, you'll just hear me singing. And it goes something like, good job, good job. Good job, good job. GOODJOB, good job, good job. And you get...
Amani, don't jiggle. Oh, see wiggle for sure.
Again, I'm trying to figure out if it is actually coming through and you all are hearing my sound. But Amani, I am so proud of you. No link. Okay, what can I do? Oh, I know what I can do. Let me think. Let me think. How can I get this linked? You know what? We won't link it up today, but email me. If you all email me, I'm going to keep the same Zoom link every Wednesday, every Friday. Join me in Zoom if you want, or join me on YouTube. Yay. And you can hear the music. We got that working. Yay. All right. So let's do what we're doing today. And I'm going to share my screen. Boom. You should be able to see my screen, and I want to show you this website. This website is called Everand. It is called Everand, and I can turn off my video so you don't have to see me. Everand is this site that you can get for 30 days free. But when you sign in, you get access to all of these things. So I just wanted to show you. It is just everand.com. But when you log in, and I have that open somewhere, where's my Everand? I do have it open, I promise. There it is. Boop. When you go into Everand, I'll stop here. You can do a search. Now, I will say it takes a second. The search function is not the fastest, but it does work. It does work. Now, let's see, because right now I can't see y'all's. I'm going to get this together, y'all. I can't see if you all can see me. Boop, there it is. Boom, live. Now I can see the chats. Great. Oh, Tricks, you miss me? Yes. So, Jasmine, Wednesday, you can barely hear the sound of music. Wednesday and Friday via Zoom and YouTube. Exactly. That's the goal. Wednesdays and Fridays via Zoom and YouTube. So if you're somebody who has a specific question, you come into YouTube so you can talk to me live. I'm sorry, come into Zoom so you can talk to me live. If you're just kind of listening and you don't need anything specific, you join via YouTube. All right, so this Everand site. Am I doing the Zoom? I am, but there's not a way to send the Zoom link to you all right now. That's the only problem. It won't let me put a link into the chat. I don't know why, but it won't. So we'll just go with this today. But Wednesday, you all, if you email me, you'll have a link. So this is this website, Everand, and you can do a search. Now, I did a search earlier for real estate exam. What this is are books that are, you can see here, there's podcasts, there's audio books, but there's ebooks. Now, when you're on Everand, you get 3 unlocks a month. I've already used 2 of them. But all of these ebooks have to do with look, there's real estate license exams for dummies. There's, all these different types of books. If you're taking the New York State real estate exam, here's a Texas one. Here's some other ones. These are all books that you can access. So what I wanted to show you is that if we go to this book right here, Master the Real Estate Exam, you can read it. So I'm going to go ahead and read now. Boom. Oh, no. Let's go here. Nope. That's the answer key. So what you can see is here, there's the cover. Boom. There's the cover. I have it kind of open, but you see this is the actual whole entire book. You can't print it, but you can read it. So I'm going to go back here a page, and I'm going to go to practice test 2, and we're going to do these together. So just as a review, for today, we will... Oh, Caroline, I emailed you this afternoon. Caroline and some other people who emailed me earlier, I emailed you right before 3. For today, we will stay via YouTube, and anybody who emails me between now and Wednesday will get the link for future sessions. Boom. Okay, so let's do question 1. And yes, Caroline, if you want to pop in, those people who got the email from me earlier, you're more than welcome to. But let's do, oh, you want my email too, Miss Jasmine? Yes, of course you can have it. It is CandiceEllis@gmail. All right, now let's get into it. Woo! Let's start with question number 1. The 4 unities that must be fulfilled in a joint tenancy are unity of time, title, possession, and what? So we are doing question 1. Is it A, B, C, or D? The 4 unities that must be fulfilled in a joint tenancy are unity of time, title, possession, and what? Now, I know there's a little bit of a delay, so I'll just talk. But guys, this website, Everand, you get 30 days free. And I think after that, it's like $14.99. And it's all sorts of things. Oh, Caroline's entering the Zoom. Yay. Yay, Caroline's entering the Zoom. Hello, Caroline. Oh, she's getting here. All right, you all are telling me it's D interest. Hey, Caroline, don't come on camera, but you can unmute and they'll be able to hear you. So yay. And I'll be able to hear you. So we know the answer is D, interest. That one was easy. Again, this is going to be a mostly free option. So sometimes the questions will be hard and sometimes they'll be easy. We go with what we know, and we know the answer is D for this one. All right, let's try number 2. All of the following are ways that the
Okay, but it's all delayed.
option. Oh, wait, Caroline,
question.
I think you gotta one of those. I can hear you.
What we know, and we know the answer is D.
So, Caroline, I muted you because you're playing me on YouTube as well as there. So, quiet the YouTube so that you can't hear. Make like put silence on YouTube, and then whenever you're ready, unmute, and it's fine. So, and you can talk to me. So that's the great thing about it. Caroline, since she's in the Zoom room, will be able to talk to me live or put it in the chat, either way. So all of the following are ways that Truth in Lending Act is implemented, except. All of the following are ways that the Truth in Lending Act, or AirPods trick says, are implemented, except. Is it RESPA, good faith estimate, Regulation Z, statute of frauds? Now, this is the kind of question I've never seen this question. Hey, Samit, I've never seen this question, so let's work this through. All of the following are ways that the Truth in Lending Act is implemented, except. So 3 of these are ways that Truth in Lending is implemented, except, and one of them is not. So I know that, this is right. B, the good faith estimate. Okay, so here's my theory. And guys, I've never seen this before. RESPA, good faith estimate, and I know Regulation Z is Truth in Lending. I know Regulation Z is Truth in Lending. I know RESPA and Truth in Lending come together to make TRID, which implements Truth in Lending, and the good faith estimate is part of RESPA. Like RESPA, good faith estimate, and Regulation Z are all related to closings. Statute of frauds is not, because we know the statute of frauds says, hey, certain things have to be in writing. So I'm going to go with D. Let me see if that's the answer. I do have the answer key pulled up. And yes, D is the answer. Guys, I've never seen this before. I didn't know. I was not sure. Okay, so Caroline, you should be able to unmute, Miss Caroline. Go ahead and
Okay, got it.
Hey, Caroline, they can hear you.
Hello.
Yay. Yay. So Caroline is live. Love that. And eventually this time next week, everybody will be live that wants to be live. Okay. So that was number 2. You all see, I've never seen these. I don't know if these are good questions, bad questions. I'm watching them for the first time too. All right. But if you have questions, ask. Number 3, Bob Kiley has been living in a shack in the woods on the Allens property for 15 years with their consent, but without paying rent. Why has he got to be living in a shack, though? Why couldn't it just be like okay. Bob Kiley has been living in a shack in the woods on the Allens property for 15 years with their consent, but without paying rent. When both the Allens die, the heirs want to evict Kiley. He claims the property is his because of, is it A, assumption, B, assignment, C, a sheet, or D, adverse possession? Okay, Caroline, you can unmute. Caroline, you can, so they'll hear you. You can say
Okay,
D.
I think it's D.
Why do you think it's D?
It's adverse possession because it's like I don't know how to put it in words, really.
Well, yeah, no, I think it's D too, and here's why. I know you assume a loan, so it wouldn't be A. Assignment would be assuming a contract, like you take over a contract. A sheet is the government's right to take your land. But D, adverse possession, is when you try to make a claim for the property. So I agree with you. People online say it's D too, and I'm looking at the answer key. It is D.
Awesome.
However, there is a reason why Bob would not be successful. Can anybody, including you, Caroline, tell me why would he would fail? He would make a claim for adverse possession, but they would say, no, I'm sorry, you don't qualify. Does anybody know? Well, Trix, you said it's over 15 years. So depending on the state, because remember, different states have different time requirements for how long you have to do it. The reason why the answer is D, this is a great example of choose the best answer. It's not A, it's not B, it's not C. The answer has to be D. But I know that if you want to make a claim for adverse possession, use has to be, remember, open, continuous, exclusive, adverse, and notorious. Adverse. He had been living in the woods on the Allens property for 15 years with their consent. You can't make a claim for adverse possession if you had permission. He can try, but he's gonna lose. So it's one of those things where, yeah, I'm gonna choose D because it's the best answer choice of the ones given, but I also know enough about real estate, and you do too, to know he's going to lose because he had permission. That's the A, adverse. When you make a claim, you have to say, I never had permission to do this. I used it openly, but I was never given permission. This is why you can't rent someplace for a long time and then be like, hey, it's mine now. Absolutely not. Can't do that. All right. I already like these questions. Let's see. Number 4. Let's see if I can get number 4 all on the same page. Boop. Okay. Let's see if that's too small. Let me know. Sam Lawrence recommends that his clients use Premier Painting Company whenever a property needs painting before putting it on the market. Lawrence receives a fee from the painting company for each job he refers. This is known as, you said pirates, I see you, Tricks. Sam Lawrence recommends that his clients use Premier Painting Company whenever a property needs painting before putting it on the market. Lawrence receives a fee from the painting company for each job he refers. This is known as, is it A, a transfer fee, B, a kickback, C, log rolling, or D, bandwagon? Well, I would like to say the answer is C, but I don't think it's C. Caroline, what are you thinking it is?
I'm not sure on this one, but I'm gonna go with C.
Well, C, it's not log rolling. You're gonna go with C with me? Log rolling.
I really can't see the question.
Oh, okay. Let's see if I can make it bigger. Hold on.
Okay,
Somebody else said it too. Boom, boom, boom.
okay, that's better.
Okay, let's see if now I can
Okay.
get it all on one page. Ah, this is stupid. It won't let me be on one page. Hey, it's not perfect. It's free.
Okay,
So Sam Lawrence recommends his clients use Premier Painting, and he gets make that go away. All right. He receives a fee from painting company for each job he refers. This is known as. So Elena said B, kickback, and I think she's right.
I was gonna say that too.
Because a transfer fee would be like your excise taxes or your revenue stamps or what somebody pays when you sell a property. Log rolling makes me think of those like Highland Scottish games where the people chop down logs and whatnot. And bandwagon, C and D are just ridiculous. So I'm pretty sure the answer is B. That
Yeah.
one's not too bad. All right. Let's try number 5. A utility company might have which kind of encumbrance on a property? A utility company might have which type of encumbrance on a property?
Easement and gross.
An easement in gross. Okay, you're telling me easement in gross, so let's talk through. Can you tell me what an easement by prescription is?
That is when, is it kind of like a license?
Well, an easement by prescription is like adverse possession.
Oh,
An
okay.
easement by prescription is when somebody says, hey, I've used the property long enough. I'm not asking for ownership. I'm asking for the judge to make this easement permanent. So it's kind of like adverse possession. Adverse possession, you're making a claim for ownership. And an easement by prescription. We're talking about how did you get the easement? You followed the statutory rules. You used it for so long. You didn't have permission. There you go. Well, we know it's not a mechanic's lien because that would be a lien, although a lien is an encumbrance. And then an easement by necessity, well, again, kind of like A, it's talking about how easements come about, not really what it is. And you are correct. Our answer is just like Elena said and other people said, Samit said, the answer is B, easement and gross. Ooh, yay. I like it. Nice job, Miss Caroline. And I cannot wait until next week when we get more people live.
Yes, that would be great.
Awesome. It's going to be awesome, y'all. I love this. Okay. Number 6. Let's see if I make it even bigger. Can I get it on the same page? I think so. Okay, there we go. A contract made with somebody who is mentally ill is a contract made with someone who is mentally ill. Is it a voidable contract? Is it a valid but unenforceable contract? Is it a void contract? Is it a voidable but enforceable contract? Now, this
Okay,
one,
so I know that voidable contract is for nationals, but in California, void contract is for that, for
well,
the mentally
so
ill.
in California, we're talking about minors, contracts with minors.
Oh, that's
Mhm,
true.
mhm,
Yes.
mhm.
So I believe it's A.
You believe it is A. I
Mhm.
believe you believe it's A. Okay. Anybody else? Now, Elena says C. Elena says C, void. Danielle says A. We got a C's, we got an A, we got 2 A's.
Yes, it's mentally ill, so that is C, void
There
contract.
you go. The answer is C.
Yes.
They are mentally ill.
Yes, I had to
So,
think about it.
that's okay. That's okay. Good job. Yeah, and Dina said if in California depends if they've been declared incompetent. Yeah, and we did a national one.
Yes.
So California, if you're a California person, your questions will be clearer, more clear, because you all take only California stuff. I mean, there are some concepts in California that are the same across the country, but
Yes.
for national stuff, we're good. All right. 7. So, Jasmine, the answer actually is C. It's a void contract. It's a void contract. All right. 7. The commission on a property that sells for 435,000 is 19,575. What is the rate of commission? Well, guys, we're not going to do math this way, but what we would do is take 19,575 and divide it by 435,000. So our answer is 435. Wait, I did put it in the calculator wrong. 19,575 divided by 435. Our answer should be 4.5%, which would be B. So there we go. That's okay, Jasmine. You were right with the first response. It's okay. The voidable, honestly, guys, I know we have to know it for the test, but when are we as real estate agents ever going to have to declare a contract void or voidable? Like what? As long as you kind of know what it means, you would call an attorney. But okay, they want to test us on it. It is what it is. So 7 would be B. We're going to skip 8 because I don't want to do math. Let's do 9. Which of the following is not part of a meets and bounds legal property description? Oh, good question. Which of the following is not part of a meets and bounds legal property description? Is it? It's okay, Nino. You're late, but I do this for about an hour. You still got 30 more or so minutes. You're good. Is it distance, baseline, point of beginning, or direction? Ooh. Which of the following is not part of a meets and bounds legal description? So that means 3 of these are parts of a meets and bound, and 1 of them is not. What you got, Miss Caroline?
This one needs to be explained because I really don't know this one.
Okay.
But my guess would be D. maybe?
So no, it's not. It's
Okay,
not
see,
D. But that's okay because you know
Yeah.
what? When I do it this way and I'm not using the other way, I can show you something. So
yes.
let me pull up my slides. Huh. Oh, actually, can I do it this way? I think I can do it this way. Boom. These are my actual slides from my actual class. And I'm going to make it bigger, guys. Before y'all say anything, I will make it bigger. We're going to say meets and bounds. Meets. I'm going to do a search for meets and bounds. I'm going to make this bigger. Boom, 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 boom. So meets and bounds. What you've got here is here's a description. And I'm going to make it so you should see my mouse. Well, let's start from the beginning. We know there's 3 different ways to describe a property. It could be meets and bounds. It could be the government rectangular survey system, or you could describe it by referring to an already recorded plat like lot and block. Right? So in this meets and bounds, depending on what you Google, meets are the distance and directions, bounds can be the boundaries. But here's what happens. There's a point of beginning. And at that point of beginning, what would happen is they give you a distance and direction to go. It's the same thing they give in a survey. So if this is a real survey from a client I had, and I'm going to blow this up. And you can see this is from 2007. I was actually in real estate then. I'm not lying. I've really been doing real estate that long. But let's say the point of beginning is here. What a distance and direction is you're going northwest 61 degrees, 43 minutes, and 15 seconds for 226.78 feet. And then you stop and you get to a boundary. And then you're going to go northeast 40 degrees, 53 minutes, 8 seconds for 60 feet. And then you stop and you get a boundary. That's your boundary. You stop there. And then you would go here and then you follow the road here. This would be a meets and bounds description. A survey is finding the meets and bounds description. So when you see these guys out and about, they are literally looking for those property lines. So if you can see, and I know it's really hard, but like right here, if you all can see my little green circle, this surveyor was like, there's a wood pile that is just barely encroaching by like 6 inches over that property line. Like 6 inches over the property line. This is why people get surveys, and that's why surveys are the best ways to find encroachments. You'll also get to see things like where the house is located. Hey, if the concrete drive or if there was a pool that was an encroachment, you would see it there. It's going to give you a legal description. So it also has a recorded plat, but I could do a meets and bounds description as well. Right. So back to our question, which of the following is not part of a meets and bounds legal property description? Well, you need to know what distance you go. So you have that start of point of beginning, that's C. You have to go a distance and a certain direction. So that means our answer would be B, baseline, because baseline has to do with the government rectangular survey system, like Elena said. So, Caroline, does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
Yay! And I like that I'm able to show and use my slides to make it make sense. Yay! So, our answer is the baseline. Love it. All right, let's see if we can get 10 to be all on one page. Nope. Okay. Here we go. Sharon Macy and Ben Porter are buying a house together before they get married and ask their realtor what type of ownership they could agree to. The realtor should tell them, first of all, they should tell them to call an attorney. I'm not trying to go down for anything. Like, I realize this is just a practice exam, y'all. And I know that we are teaching you all of this like legal stuff. Do not use it. You need to tell Sharon and Ben to call an attorney or a title company. Your name is Bennett and you are not in it. Absolutely not. No. That would be real life. But we got to answer this question, so we'll do it. Should they, should the realtor tell them to check their state's real estate laws to see if they can use tenancy by the entirety?
Mhm.
Is it B, that the best option is to be listed as domestic partners? Is it C, y'all already said I liked C, to check with an
Yes.
attorney because I don't look good in orange or prison stripes? Or is it D, the best option is to be listed as a partnership? What you thinking, Caroline?
C.
C, yeah, it's C. Elena knew it was C. Love it, Elena. Good job, guys. All right. Uh-oh, let's see if I can make it bigger one more time. Okay, there we go. Lisa Thuck. What kind of name is Lisa Thuck? Okay, though. Lisa Thuck signed listing agreements with both the Tyler Real Estate Agency and Booth Realtors to sell her co-op. Sutton has what kind of listing with the brokers? I don't even see, guys, this is what you get when you get free. This is what you get when you get free. So let's assume that the person's name was supposed to be Lisa Sutton. Maybe they used AI or they used like a talk to text and somebody messed it up. But let's assume they meant to say Lisa Sutton signed listing agreements with both the Tyler Real Estate Agency and Booth Realtors to sell her co-op. What kind of listing does she have?
Dual agency?
Is it dual agency?
Or net?
No,
No,
no. So let's talk. We know it's not MLS, right?
no.
Right. Do you know what a net listing is?
Not at the top of my head,
Okay,
no.
that's okay. That's why we do this. So a
Yeah.
net listing, I like to think of it this way. You know, if you were to go fishing, you could use a fishing rod or you could use a net and you could catch something, right?
Yes.
So when I think of a net listing, I think of a whole bunch of agents. Well, not, I shouldn't say that. When I say think of a net listing, I think of you sell the house and you catch the extra. Does that
Okay.
make sense? So a
Mhm.
net listing is when the seller says, I want to sell my house for $300,000. And anything over 300,000 is what you catch in your net.
Oh, yeah.
Right? So that's how I
Yes.
like to think of a net listing. But then we get dual agency. So the trick to it is Elena, you are right. And Antonio, you said when it's sold for the net price, it's the commission is anything over an X amount of price. In a lot of
Yes,
states,
that's
it's
net
illegal.
listing.
Yep, that's the
Mhm.
net listing.
Yeah.
So the thing about dual agency is that it always has one broker that's representing both the buyer and the seller.
That's right. Yes.
So it wouldn't be dual agency because we got two different brokers. It would be open listing
Yes.
because either of them can sell it, but the only one that's going to get paid will be the one that finds the buyer, the procuring cause, which makes Jasmine 100% correct. Our answer is D. Nice job, Jasmine. I love it. Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. Yay. All right, let's see if we can get A. This is the only problem. See if we can get 12 on the same. Boom. There we go. Hopefully that works for y'all. So tricks, yep, the answer is D. Such a delay. That's okay. Procuring cause, very good tricks. 12. The option the purchase gives the buyer. The option to purchase helps if I do it in the right tone. The option to purchase gives the buyer, is it A, the right to purchase a particular property, B, the obligation to purchase a particular property, C, the right and the obligation to purchase a particular property, or D, a specified time during which the buyer and seller can work out terms to purchase a particular property. Ooh, this one is good, Caroline. Let's work through it.
It is. Yep.
And this is why, again, no offense to anybody, any company, I love when everybody does these questions. But when you go to a different source, things that you know seem a little different when it's worded differently. Like I know we've gone over option questions before, but this one is worded differently, right? So, is there anything you think you could
I'm in
eliminate?
between C and D.
You're between C and D. Okay. And a
Yes.
lot of people are saying D. A specified time during which the buyer and seller can work out terms to purchase a particular property. And Dina, D for Dina, you are 100% correct. Dina said, isn't it already a predetermined price? Yes. In an option, there is a predetermined price. So in an option, if I'm the seller and Caroline, you're the buyer, remember what happens is I'm agreeing to keep an offer open. I'm obligated to sell it to you if you want it because it's a unilateral contract.
For a
I'm
specific time.
promising. You go
Okay.
ahead. What'd you say?
A specific time during the
Yes, there
buyer and
is a
seller.
specific
Yes.
time. So, and it's
Yes.
quick. That's why we got to read all the answer choices. It
Yes.
is during a specific time, I, the seller, am agreeing to leave my offer open, but we've already negotiated the price and I have to sell it to you. You don't have to buy it. So I like this question because the right to purchase versus the obligation to purchase versus the right and the obligation to purchase. And then this specified time does get you. Specified time is true. Options are only
Yes.
good for a certain amount of time, but you've already determined the price. It's not D because we don't need to work the price out. So think of it this way, and I'm going to go back to my slides here, and this might help. Got to find it. Okay, the word option probably was not the first best word to put in here. Boop, boop. Okay, there we go. So let's blow this up. What I like to use, and again, these are just my slides, y'all. Y'all are just seeing my slides that I teach with. But in an option contract, the owner has to sell. The owner is obligated to sell, but the buyer does not have to buy, and the price is predetermined. We know there is a time being of the essence date, like you have buyer between this date and this date to say, I want the house. We've already determined the price. You just decide if you want it. You don't have to buy it, but I must sell it. Caroline, does that make sense?
Yes.
Cool. So going back to our question, the answer would be it gives the buyer the right to purchase a particular property. The buyer's not obligated to purchase the property. They have the right to purchase it, which means that's why C is not, it's not a right and a obligation to purchase. So it's A. Yep, Elena in tricks. Yep, very good. It is A. Love it. Yay. Now, remember, guys, just as a reminder, this book, again, I've never seen it before, Everand, 30 days free. I mean, or you pay the $14.99 or whatever. But I think when you all can take questions from any source, if you were to be able to go into Everand and go eeny, meeny, miny, mo, take an exam from a book you've never seen and you pass it and you're like, oh yeah, I know that. That's a good sign. It's a good sign. All right, let's try 13. The basis of the income approach and valuing property is the principle of. The basis of the income approach and valuing property is the principle of A, conformity, B, contribution, C, anticipation, or D, substitution.
That's what I'm saying.
Things that make you go, Things that make you go, Okay, sorry, went off on that little tangent there. Okay, is there anything? Okay, Dina says D. Elena says A. So let's do a review. Does anybody know what conformity means? If we were to define all of these principles, what does conformity mean? Well, conformity means that things hold their value when they're like other similar things. So, for example, I do the food group Misfits. Has anybody seen this? So Misfits, this is a shout out to Misfits. I love them. Misfits Market. Yay. And what happens is, okay, yeah. Boom. Account home. No, shop. That's what I want. So what it is you can buy stuff that doesn't look like, I get this all the time. This Neiman Ranch bacon ends and pieces, 12 ounces. Like, it's a lot of bacon for $5.59, and it's good bacon, but this piece is a little too long. This piece is a little too short. It's not a pretty piece of bacon. I don't care if it's pretty. I'm just trying to eat it. Right? I've gotten peppers that were too big. So because they don't look the same, because the piece of bacon, because look slightly blemished, they don't look pretty. Yellow potatoes, they have less value. Maybe the blueberries aren't perfectly round. They're kind of bumpy looking. You really think that all the fruit in the store always looks pretty? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. So conformity is the concept that things hold their value when they conform with other things. We don't want the odd man out. We throw that away. We say it's not the same. It's not good. So that's conformity. Contribution is the idea that you can add value to something, but whatever you add has to be taken into consideration with the property. So you could live on, it is a good brand. I see you there, Dina. You could live in a trailer and you could add the world's nicest swimming pool, but it's still a trailer. No offense. And I've seen some really nice trailers. So this is not offense. No offense to trailers. There's some trailers I would much rather live in than houses, especially some of this new construction. But it's still a trailer, and then it's going to be stigmatized. Some people don't want to live there, blah, blah, blah. So yeah, we assume that you can add value to something, but you can put all the gold-plated sinks and pools into a trailer. There's only so much you can contribute. Or in the South, we would say there's only so much lipstick you can put on that pig. Right? See, anticipation is the idea that things have value because you're anticipating them to give value in the future. You're anticipating in the future it has value. So let's say last night there was a lottery. On Friday morning, that lottery ticket has value because you don't know if it's a winner. If after today's Friday. I got nothing. Okay, pretend like today's Saturday. I know what day it is. No, I don't. I have no clue. But let's say we have a lottery ticket for today. Let's just fix this one. Caroline, stop laughing at me. I don't know what day it is.
Sorry.
I just show up. Okay, today is Friday, right? Today's Friday. So if today is Friday, we have a lottery ticket we might pay $2 for today. But if on Sunday we know it's a losing ticket, it has no value because it's a loser. So in order for something to have value, you've got to anticipate it to have value in the future. And then you've got substitution. And substitution is the idea, if you have two similar things, people are going to pay for the lower priced item. So online, Trix is trying to get me all confused. She said the chocolate pretzels are so good. Noted. I think on Misfits, I can give y'all, somebody's interested, I think I can give you like a coupon or something. I don't know. But either way, a lot of people are going with C. And you all are correct. The answer is C. Because remember, in the income approach, we find value by saying, take the net operating income and dividing it by the cap rate. And the definition of net operating income, or where you find that, is in a budget. that is when the property manager says, hey, here's what I think this property will produce next year. So, given what we think this property will bring in the owner, that tells us what's the value. So, the answer is C. But more importantly, it's a good review of conformity, contribution, anticipation, substitution, online. Love it. Caroline, what questions do you have?
I like these questions because these are questions that I haven't seen. They're reworded. So it's something good to learn off of.
Yes.
Definitely.
And I love the fact that, again, even if it's just for a month, even if it's
Mhm.
2 months, it's so many books and things that you can look at. And it's got all sorts of topics. So it's not even just like I like romance novels. I can watch and read romance novels and listen to them and all these types of things. So it's worth it. But as you all are studying, if I'm saying, oh, take these practice exams, here's a place to do it.
Yeah.
All right. You said, Danielle, you're scheduled to pass your exam on Tuesday. Hey, I love that. Passing our exam on Tuesday. I love that, Danielle. All right, number 14. At closing, who pays discount points on the mortgage loan? At closing, who pays the discount points on the mortgage loan? The buyer, the buyer or the seller, depending on how the sales contract is negotiated, or D, no points are paid at closing. They wrap into the mortgage. Interesting.
I was going to say A.
You know, I was gonna say A too, but then I'm like the buyer or the seller, depending on the
yeah.
sales contract is negotiated. I mean, if I put into the contract seller to pay the discount points, then the seller could pay them. Ooh,
Hmm.
this is hard. Okay.
Mhm.
So Elena says usually they are paid by the buyer. Yes. Angela said yes, A. Dina said yes, A. But Danielle, Antonio, Elena are thinking C too. Now, guys, I don't know the answer yet. I'm guessing. I'm talking it through with you all because remember, I'm studying for my Michigan exam. I think I would go with C.
Mhm.
Even though A is my first gut choice, but I think C, because if the sales contract is negotiated for the seller to pay them, then the seller could pay them. So I'm going to go with C.
Makes sense.
Or if they tell me the answer is A, it's because they're just looking for basic general information. And what I would say to everybody is they would probably need to, on your test, make this clear. You could make an argument for A or C, but I'm going to go with C. And so this is number 13. And yes, our answer is C. Hey, our answer is
Yeah.
C. Yes,
Makes sense.
it makes sense.
Yes. Yes.
And look, I swear, I didn't, I was almost afraid I was about to tell y'all I was wrong. The answer is A. So, all right. Love it. 15. Ooh. The liquidation of debt is known as what? The liquidation of a debt is known as A. Oh, I'm sorry, Elena. Elena said we got it right. Do a little dance, do a little dance. We got it right. We got it right. Hey, we got it right. I'm so busy trying to get the tech that I don't have all my songs and everything for y'all. I will get the tech down and then I will bring back the songs. So, the liquidation of a debt is known as A, amortization, B, depreciation, C, rescission, or D, season. Ooh, Elena says 1,000% A. But I love all those words. All of them are great vocab words. Amortization, depreciation, rescission, or season. Caroline, are there any that you can eliminate off the top?
I know it's not rescission.
Cool. Do you know what rescission is?
Rescission is where, is it something to do with courts? I'm not sure.
Yes. Yeah, but
Okay.
I love that you said that because you knew it had something to do with the courts. You knew it didn't have to do with debt. So
No.
rescission is one of those things that is like, Caroline, you've taken my you took the 5-hour review with me, didn't you?
Yes,
Okay.
well, I'm halfway through it. I
Oh, no,
just
no,
need to
not the
do the
free
other
one, the
half.
one that I did through Prep Agent.
The
Did you ever
foot,
take,
oh, I
it was
think
like
so,
7 or 8 hours? So
yes.
you have my slides, and this is anybody. If any of you all took my live, like it would either be 6, 7, 8 hours with Prep Agent, you've got my slides. So
Yes,
what you could do, and I think learning how to study is just as important, is okay, you kind of knew rescission had something to do with contracts. Well, okay, let's see. So I could go to my slides, I do a search, and I'm going to put in rescission. There we go. There's the 3-day right of rescission. That's not it. That's TILA. Interesting. That's HELOCs, 5-day right of rescission. There we go. So if you have my slides because you took one of those courses, you can go in and I want you to find the answer, right? So the cancellation of a contract and a return to the parties to the positions they would have had if the contract had not been made. That is the legal definition. I like to call rescission the annulment of contracts.
that's right.
The annulment of contracts. We're basically having the judge in the courts say, hey, everybody go back to your corners with what you started with. It's as if the contract never happened, just like with annulment. All right. So that's one way you can use those slides. And if you still need them, if you go. Elena said amortization is liquidation of debt. She's absolutely 100% right about that. We know it's not depreciation. I will be very impressed if anybody, whether you, Caroline, or anybody online, can tell me what's season. The answer is A, but what is season?
I knew that one, but I forgot.
I know, isn't it? It's frustrating because there's so much to know.
It is.
And then it's like you have it, but then a day later,
I do
you're
it
like,
all the
wow.
time.
Yeah.
So,
I do it. I do it with things in my everyday life. I'm like, I know I walked into the kitchen for a reason. I know I did. I know there was a reason I'm in my bedroom. What was it? So, hmm hmm uh, the covenant of season, the covenant for the flavor of chicken. For the flavor of the chicken. Okay, yeah. Season. I'm gonna need everybody to season your chicken. Yes, there will be no raisins in your potato salad if I am your teacher. So season is part of this idea that you actually own the property, the covenant of season. So when we talk about deeds and you talk about like a warranty deed and they make covenants, it's the promise that I actually own it. That season, and it can be spelled with a Z or like the second S could be a Z or it could stay an S. That is the covenant of season, right? So again, what I want to encourage you all to do is if you're not sure, we go to your slides, we put in season, Seisen. And did I spell it with season this way? Then do. Nope. Okay. Did I just spell it wrong? I know it's in here. Okay, fine. Let me just find it on my own. Oop. I wonder if I spelled it wrong in my slides. Don't judge. I'm sorry. I'm scrolling, guys. Sorry. Covenant of season. This is in deeds. Let's see. Those are liens, homestead exemption, property taxes, special assessments, deeds. So many deeds, so many deeds. There's the essential elements of our deed or non-essential elements of a deed. There it is. Seisin. I don't know if I just spelled it wrong, but there you go. The covenant of season. That is in a warranty deed. It says, hey, I actually have the right to sell this to you. Like that's the right to convey, and I actually own it. I own it. The grantor is the legal owner. See there? So this is how I want you all to study. All right. So 15 is A, yay. And let's do 16 and then we'll call it a day.
Okay.
Which of the following types of mortgages have priority in order of repayment? Which of the following types of mortgages have priority in order of repayment? Is it A, a 20% loan and an 80-20 mortgage? B, the largest mortgage amount? C, the first mortgage to be recorded? Or D, back taxes? Ooh, what are we thinking?
I'm thinking back taxes.
All right, you're thinking back taxes.
Yes.
All right, Danielle said 16 is C, first mortgage to be recorded. So let's see. Let me talk through it. The 20% loan and an 80-20 mortgage, well,
Hmm.
no. That usually the 80, the 20 is what you're putting down. I mean, you could get a secondary mortgage for that 20%, but the 80% would be first. It would get paid. And it has nothing to do with what's largest. The only reason I'm going to say it is C is because when I think of back taxes, I think of IRS taxes. And
Okay.
IRS taxes are general liens against a person.
Yes, that's true.
And it says what types of mortgages have
Yeah.
priority in order. I'm
Yeah.
going to go
it
with
makes
first
more
mortgage
sense.
to be recorded. Yeah, because when I think back taxes, you're absolutely 100% right. If you're getting foreclosed upon, the
Mhm.
real property taxes are paid first. But this says back taxes. And my gut says back taxes, they mean income taxes. Those are general liens. This is specific lien. I'm going to go with C, mortgage to be recorded. All right. And so Elena says real estate taxes take priority. So I do think they should make this question a little bit clearer. If they mean real estate back taxes, the answer is D. If they mean income taxes, the answer is C. Survey says
Drum roll.
C. Ha! C. The answer is C. Dina says the mortgage is the key word. There you go. We
Okay.
assumed real estate taxes when it said back taxes, but at the same
Yeah.
time, I assumed IRS taxes. So this would not be a good question on the
Very
exam.
tricky.
Very tricky, but it's a good way to practice. Like, you know
Yes.
what? If they mean real property taxes, y'all were right, D. If they mean income taxes, then the answer is C.
Yes.
This isn't specific, Danielle. It really isn't specific. And I know. But hey, that's what we get for almost free. It makes for a good conversation, but almost free. You get some questionable questions. All right. So another one in the books, Miss Caroline, I'm so glad you joined me on
Yes. Thank
Zoom.
you
Yay.
so
And
much.
this
This
way,
was fun.
yay. And then what we're going to do for everybody else, I know there's a pause, is you all will email me. I'm going to put my email in the chat one more time. And if you email me, I will give you the link to Zoom. So next Wednesday, 7 p.m., next Friday, 3 p.m., all Eastern. I always give it in Eastern times, but that would
Okay.
be 4 p.m. Pacific and noon on Fridays if you're in Pacific. You
Got
can
it.
join me via Zoom, or if somebody just wants to like listen along, they can follow on YouTube. All right, guys, you did do good job today, guys. Good job. Antonio said you failed this test. That's okay. It's okay. Did you learn something? Are we getting better at answering the questions? At the end of the day, that's what it is. All right. So, guys, I will see you next time. Bye,
Thank
everybody.
you. Have a great day,
You
everybody.
too. Have a great
Bye.
weekend.
Yes, we can. Bye.
Bye.